Have you ever wanted to get into a trade and instead of buying, you end up selling? Well, that happened to me. I made a huge mistake. Instead of selling US dollar Canadian, I ended up buying US dollar Canadian. So the question here is, how did I get out of the trade and did I make money on that trade? I'm going to show you right after this. Hi traders, and welcome back to a video here with the FX Big Dog. So I'm going to go ahead and explain to you exactly what we did in this trade. What made us make a decision to make the trade, and then what mistake we made into the trade, and how we're going to go ahead and fix it. And I'm going to show you the end result of exactly what played out. So let's go through the details right now. So firstly, number one, I'm going to go ahead and put some indicators and trend lines and all that good stuff on here so you can see exactly what I was looking at. So if you look at this blue line going up right here, this is called a trend line, right? And so what we did is we waited for the market to break through this trend line, and when it came back right here at the top, you can see there's a green line here. Now that's the buy order. That should have been the sell order. But what happened was when we came to the back of this trend line right here, our intention was to sell the market here at the top and then look for it to go back down and chase after a 20 pip profit. And so what happened is we went ahead and entered the trade, and instead of putting in a sell order, we ended up placing a buy order. So what is it that we're going to go ahead and do to get out of this trade at very little loss or even make profit on this trade? So I'm going to take you through the steps of exactly what I look for when these type of mistakes happen. Now, I'm glad to let you know that it doesn't happen that often, but it can happen if you're distracted. That's why it's so important to make sure that when you are trading, do not be distracted. Do not have a whole bunch of things going on when you're just about to place a trade. All right, so let's take a look at the details right here. So if we look at the trade right here and we're in on a buy, how do we get out on that trade? So here is the buy right here, and you see here, there it is, US dollar CAD. So we're in on the US dollar CAD right here. We're down 31 pips on that trade. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at the details of a smaller time frame. So what I'm going to go is, and it's very important to do that because you've got to determine whether or not the market is going to go ahead and retrace and then extend itself before heading back down south. That's really what I'm looking for right here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into the lower time frame. And on the lower time frame, I noticed something right here as I drew in a fib going up right here. Price moved down. I like to call it wave structure. So price moved up into wave 1, wave 2 down here, and then we extended all the way to the top. And notice how price comes back to retest this 1.618 extension right here. Now, I do not have a buy signal down here, but because of the support down here from the 1.618, I'm going to go ahead and choose to get back in on this trade, and I'm going to put in about the same amount of lot size that I traded before. Now, if I didn't believe the market's going to go further up and I thought that the market may just do a small retracement, like something like this, and then go back down south and continue to move down, if I didn't think it's going to come back up to this entry point, I would probably go ahead and double up my orders at this point right here so that I can go ahead and get out well before the first entry point, make a bit of profit, maybe break even, and then get out of that trade. So it all depends on how you anticipate the market to move. Now, what's also very important is when you get into your first initial trade, don't always go in with your maximum exposure that you can afford to go in, right? Allow yourself a little bit of room so that if you make certain mistakes or you need buying power, you've got it available so that if the market does go against you, you have the buying power to be able to get in at another level and make up, in the sense of a cost averaging strategy, make up your losses and even get out at break even or in some profit as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and do two things here. Firstly, number one, I'm going to go ahead and put a buy in, and I'm going to take the amount of orders that we had. Take a look at the order right here. We put in one standard lot right here. So I'm going to go ahead and add in another trade right here. I'm going to go ahead and buy in right here, place an order. I'm going to buy in. I'm going to keep it at one standard lot right now. I'm going to give myself some more buy power. So if the market does move down and I do get a buy signal, it's going to give me the option to go ahead and add in again. I can double up on that. So I'm going to go ahead with one standard lot, and I'm going to go ahead and place that order. Now, you'll see right here, that's where I'm in right now. And so which means that my break-even point on this particular trade is between these two orders right here. So if this is about 31 pips apart from each other, I'm looking at about, let's say, 16. I need to go up 16 pips in order for me to be break even. Now, I do expect that price may go ahead and trade up a little higher. So which means that if you go up here to the top here, you see the 1.61, the 1.27. You're going to go ahead and take a look over here. This 1.27 right here is actually where we're anticipating to the fifth wave to be. So I'm going to mark it off as the fifth wave. The fifth wave right here, I'm going to go say fifth wave target. All right. Now, being the fifth wave target, this is where we can actually expect to make profit. Now, if I go to the larger time frame, I want to take this level and mark off what that level is. That level is at 2606. So I'm going to go back to the larger time frame right here and look for 2606. So 2606 will get me, let's see if it gets me above that high. Yes, it does. Look at that high right here. So 2603, all right, is that high, 2603. Let's go back to the target. And it says here 26, let me see here. It says 2606. So we're just about going to take out that high. All right. So we're just about going to take out that high. You can see there it is there. Price is going to take out this high right here. And when we take out that high, then we're going to probably see a pullback. So price is trying to work its way back up to that resistance. Now, what I also see here on this 15-minute time frame, I also noticed that, do you notice that price broke back inside this bit of consolidation here as well? So this is good to see right here, because you can see with price moving back inside that consolidation, there's a very good chance that price is going to go back up to the top and hit that fifth wave, and then we'll probably see the price move back down south. So we're looking pretty good right now with price moving back up to that 1.2606 level before we start seeing the sell-off back down south. Also, lastly, very importantly, if I go to my my 1 hour time frame, I'll notice on my 1 hour time frame that I have a weekly pivot point. And price tends to move to that weekly pivot point. If you look at the price on the weekly pivot point right here, we'll see that at, let's see here, that is at 26. The number might be just too small for you to read, but it's 26.29. So 1.2629 is that that target over here. All right, so that's the target right there. So that's the target. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw that line there. So I know that price could even go up to about 26.29 before we start seeing it sell off as well. And so with that being the case now, I've got multiple confirmations to confirm that I'm in a good position. And so if price continues to move back, now I'm going to let the market run out, and I'm going to talk you through this process, right? I'm going to allow it to go ahead and play out, and we're just going to go ahead and fast forward, let it go to a point where either it's going further down south or the market's going further up north. And when it gets to this level, I'll go ahead and tell you what we do at that point. All right? So let's go ahead and let the market play out. Howdy traders, and welcome back after that short break, although it's been a few days. We've gone back to the market now to see exactly how we played out. Now remember, I spoke about buying power. So what's happened is the market's gone ahead and actually dropped further down south where we anticipated the market to go ahead and move to. We had enough capital to go ahead and buy back into the market. In fact, we doubled up over here as we expected price to turn at this point. Now, we didn't get it right at the turning point right here, but we managed to get it at a good place, wait for good confirmation to confirm that price is now going to move back up again. And so being able to get in when the market moved down here has given us the opportunity to be able to take profit on this position. Take a look over here. I haven't closed out those positions, but as you can see right here, we're down 19 pips on the first position. We're up 10 pips on the second, but we're up 49 pips on the third position. The great thing about that, we've managed to double up on our position on the third position because we had enough buying power. And so this has allowed us now to be in the money, all right, in our position right now. So it's now the week, just before the weekend, it's Friday. The decision that traders need to make is, do I want to hold my position over the weekend and expose myself to any fundamental news coming out of the weekend? Or what's my plan of action to go ahead and just get into profit, make profit on this trade, and get the heck out of Dodge? Well, if that was the reason to make profits on that trade, then we have achieved that goal. Now, I want to point out another thing right here. Of course, the market can continue to move back up north. In fact, if we look at the wave structure right here, we're expecting price to move all the way back up to this level right here, which is around about 126 and change. So the market can still move up. We've had this nice little strong rally right here. This is what we call a fourth wave correction, and we're looking for that final fifth wave to move the market to the upside. Again, you've got to make a decision early and say to yourself, what has been my decision? Now, this is the biggest mistake that a lot of traders make. They say to themselves, hey, I'm going to go ahead and do certain things because I want to gain or get a little bit of profit and get the heck out of Dodge, right? And what happens is when the market goes in their favor and they see these big profits, the first thing they go ahead and say, well, the market can go a little bit further. I'm going to hold onto this trade a little longer because I can see there's a lot more potential, a lot more profit potential on this trade. And they do that only for the market to go further against them, take away all the profits that they've gained, that they initially started off looking to gain, and now they're going to start all over again to try and figure out how they can get out of the trade. So the best advice that I can give to any trader that's been in a position, has made a mistake in a trade and said, hey, I want to go ahead and get out of this trade with a bit of money or even at break even, when you've made that decision, it doesn't matter what you think the market's going to do. Go ahead, close out positions, take your profits, and then reevaluate your situation. Reevaluate and think about, do I want to get back into that trade? Where's the best entry point to get into that? And then when that comes, go ahead and make those decisions. So what I'm going to do is, just for the weekend, I'm in the profits right now. I'm going to go ahead and close out these positions. And so we're going to close out these positions, take our profit, and so that we are done. We are done for the weekend. We've made a decision to close out, take our profits. And so what we started off doing right from the beginning, we've now achieved that. We're now flat on our positions. We can now consider having a great weekend, coming back on Sunday, Monday, and reevaluating the markets and making decisions based on that. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, please make sure that you smash the like button and also subscribe to the channel so I can go ahead and send more videos on these type of setups and things that traders need to do when they make mistakes making trades, or in fact, if they're in good positions and they're looking to manage those positions throughout the week or even throughout the month. Thank you, traders, for watching. This is FX Big Dog.